Wow. Sony just dropped a bombshell to kick off the year with a massive state of play for February 2026. I mean, it was just wall to wall with new game reveals, gigantic trailers, and some pretty game changing news for PS4, PS5, and yeah, even handhelds. So, we're going to break down every single major announcement, tell you why it matters, and get you hyped for what's coming. All right, no messing around. We know your time is valuable, so we're boiling down this entire event, all the must-know details, all the good stuff, into less than 5 minutes. Ready? Let's do this. So, just in case you're new to this whole thing, a State of Play is basically Sony's version of a Nintendo Direct. It's their big digital show where they drop all the news about everything PlayStation. And let me tell you, this February show was a big one. It's really setting the stage for the entire year. And they absolutely came out swinging. Let's dive right into the main event. The massive AAA blockbusters that you know are going to be all anyone talks about. Okay, first up, and this was the big one, a brand new entry in the Horizon series called Horizon Legacy of the Shard. And this wasn't just some quick teaser. Oh no. We got a full-blown cinematic trailer, and there is a ton to unpack here. So what did we actually see in the trailer? Well, we got that gorgeous cinematic style the series is famous for, a really mysterious new threat that seems to be rising up from the old world, and of course, some absolutely incredible new machine designs. And yeah, fans with eagle eyes have already spotted some familiar faces in there. The bottom line here is that this is being called the first true next-gen follow-up to Forbidden West, which just proves Sony is still all in on making these epic, single-player adventures. And believe it or not, the blockbuster reveals did not stop there. Next up was Uncharted Shadows of Fortune. This is a totally new story in the Uncharted universe. The devs were on hand talking about how they're putting a much bigger focus on exploration in these larger, more open areas, while still, of course, giving us those signature cinematic set pieces that we all love. And you can really see that classic Uncharted formula here, right? You've got that awesome third-person combat, the super fluid parkour traversal. But the set pieces they showed looked absolutely massive. The whole thing felt like watching a summer blockbuster. It's classic Uncharted for sure, but it looks like it's been dialed up to 11. We also got our first official look at Forspoken II. Now, look, the first game, it was a little divisive, right? Some people loved it, some people didn't. So seeing Square Enix and Sony come out and double down on a sequel this soon, that shows some serious belief in this world and its really unique magic-based parkour system. So, what's new this time? Well, the trailer gave us a few hints. We saw totally new magical powers, a world that looks like it's been completely reshaped, and a major upgrade to how you get around, with a lot more aerial movement. They're also promising a deeper, more personal story for Frey, which sounds like they might be listening to some of the feedback from the first game. There's no firm release date just yet, but the signs are pointing towards late 2026 or maybe early 2027. Okay, so it was all huge AAA games, right? Well, not exactly. Sony actually dedicated a really nice chunk of the show to some super creative games from smaller independent studios. So yeah, let's talk about the indie showcase because this segment was just packed with style and some really cool innovative ideas that definitely stood out. 3 games in particular really caught our attention. First, Rainfall City Stories looks like this beautiful, moody narrative adventure. Then you've got Mythforge Chronicles, a tactical action RPG that seems to blend deep strategy with some really fast combat. And finally, Lost Echoes, which just looks like a surreal, mind-bending puzzle game. What's really cool is that a lot of these are from indie teams that already have a strong cult following. And, get this, a few of them were confirmed as PlayStation console exclusives. You know, it wasn't just about the games, though. Sony also gave us a peek behind the curtain at how the whole PlayStation platform itself is getting an upgrade for all of us. First off, crossplay is getting a big boost. That means more games are going to let you play with your friends who are on PC or even on the cloud. They also announced some UI updates to make everything feel snappier, plus new accessibility features, which is always a huge win for making games more inclusive. And finally, a big one. They showed off seamless cloud streaming for new games, which is a massive step towards playing those big AAA titles on handhelds. So, with all this incredible stuff announced, the number one question on everyone's mind is, when can we actually play it? Let's look at the release roadmap they laid out. So here's how the roadmap is shaping up. A bunch of those cool indie titles are going to be sprinkled throughout the year, but the second half of 2026 is where it gets really heavy. We've got Horizon Legacy of the Shard coming in late 2026, and then Uncharted Shadows of Fortune is dropping right in that prime holiday 2026 spot. You can totally see the strategy here, right? Sony is spacing out its biggest games so that each one gets its moment to shine. All right, so when you step back and you put all of these different pieces together, it becomes pretty clear that this state of play wasn't just a random collection of trailers. This was Sony making a real statement of intent. And their strategy seems to be built on these four main pillars. First, they are doubling down on what they do best. Those huge, cinematic, single-player games like Horizon and Uncharted. Second, they're opening up their world with more cross-platform connectivity. Third, they're showing really strong support for indie developers. And finally, they're looking towards the future with cloud and mobile gaming. And this quote just nails it perfectly. What this showcase tells us is that PlayStation is evolving. It's moving beyond just being a box you plug into your TV. They're trying to serve all kinds of gamers, no matter where or how they want to play. So the really big question is this it? With this blend of blockbuster exclusives, creative indies, and this growing multi-platform strategy. Is this the new blueprint for the future of PlayStation? And there you have it, our complete breakdown of the February 2026 State of Play. But now we really want to hear from you. What was the one announcement that got you the most excited? Let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching.